Hi students, have a nice day. Today we are going to learn about 10th standard science. The topic name is acoustics, part 2. First we move to reflection at the boundary of a denser medium. A longitudinal wave travels in a medium in the form of compression and rarefactions. Suppose a compression traveling in air from left to right reaches a rigid wall. The compression exerts a force F on a rigid wall. In turn, the wall exerts an equal and opposite reaction, so R is equal to minus F on the air molecules. This results in a compression near the rigid wall. Thus, a compression traveling towards the rigid wall is reflected back as a compression. That is, the direction of compression is reversed. Next, let's learn about reflection at the boundary of a rarer medium. Consider a wave traveling in a solid medium striking on the interface between the solid and the air. The compression exerts a force F on the surface of the rarer medium. As the rarer medium has smaller resistance for any deformation, the surface of the separation is pushed backwards. As the particles of the rarer medium are free to move, a rarefaction is produced at the interface. Thus, a compression is reflected as a rarefaction and a rarefaction travels from right to left. Next, we move to reflection of sound in plane and curved surfaces. When sound waves are reflected from a plane surface, the reflected wave travels in a direction according to the law of reflection. The intensity of the reflected wave is neither decreased nor increased. But when the sound waves are reflected from the curved surface, the intensity of the reflected waves is changed. When reflected from a convex surface, the reflected waves are diverged out and the intensity is decreased. When sound is reflected from a concave surface, the reflected waves are converged and focused at a point. So the intensity of reflected waves is concentrated at a point. Parabolic surfaces are used when it is required to focus the sound at a particular point. Hence, many halls are designed with parabolic reflecting surfaces. Next, let's learn about echoes. An echo is the sound reproduced due to the reflection of the original sound from various rigid surfaces such as walls, ceilings, surfaces of mountains, etc. If you shout or clap near a mountain or a near reflecting surface, like a building, you can hear the same sound again. The sound which you hear is called an echo. It is due to the reflection of sound. One does not experience any echo sound in a small room. This does not mean that sound is not reflected in a small room. This is because smaller rooms do not satisfy the basic conditions for hearing an echo. Next, we move to conditions necessary for hearing echo. First one, the persistence of hearing for human ear is 0.1 second. This means that you can hear two sound waves clearly if the time interval between the two sounds is at least 0.1 second. Thus, the minimum time gap between the original sound and an echo must be 0.1 second. The above rules can be satisfied only when the distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface would satisfy the following equation. Velocity is equal to distance traveled by sound divided by time taken. So, V is equal to 2D divided by T. Here, T is equal to 0.1 second. Therefore, D is equal to V by 20. The minimum distance required to hear an echo is 17.2 meter. Next, let's learn about applications of echo. Some animals communicate with each other over long distances and also locate objects by sending the sound signals and receiving the echo as reflected from the targets. Next, second point, the principle of echo is used in obstetric ultrasonography. which is used to create real-time visual image of the developing embryo. This is a safe testing tool as it does not use any harmful radiations. Next, let's learn about applications of reflection of sound. First one, soundboard. These are basically curved surface like that concave, which are used in auditoria and halls to improve the quality of sound. This board is placed such that the speaker is at the focus of the concave surface. The sound of the speaker is reflected towards the audience, thus improving the quality of sound heard by the audience. Next, second one, ear trumpet. Ear trumpet is a hearing aid which is useful by people who have difficulty in hearing. In this device, one end is wide and other end is narrow. The sound from the sources fall into the wide end and are reflected by its wall into the narrow part of the device. This helps in concentrating the sound and the sound enters the eardrum with more intensity. This enables a person to hear the sound better. Next, last one, megaphone. A megaphone is a horn-shaped device used to address a small gathering of people. Its one end is wide and other end is narrow. When a person speaks at the narrow end, the sound of his speech is concentrated by the multiple reflection from the walls of the tube. Thus, his voice can be heard loudly over a long distance. Next, we move to Doppler effect. Whenever there is a relative motion between a source and a listener, the frequency of the sound heard by the listener is different from the original frequency of sound emitted by the source. This is known as Doppler effect. Next, let's learn about expression for apparent frequency due to Doppler effect. So first one, both source and listener move. They move towards each other. Then the formula, apparent frequency formula, N dash is equal to V plus VL divided by V minus Vs into N. You just go through the following formulas. Next, we move to conditions for no Doppler effect. Under the following conditions, there will be no Doppler effect and the apparent frequency as heard by the listener will be the same as the source frequency. So first point, when source and listener both are at rest, and second one, when source and listener move in such a way that distance between them remains constant, and third one, when source and listener are moving in mutually perpendicular directions, and last one, if the source is situated at the center of the circle along which the listener is moving. Next, let's learn about applications of Doppler effect. So first one, to measure the speed of an automobile. An electromagnetic wave is emitted by the source attached to a police car. The wave is reflected by moving vehicle which acts as a moving source. There is a shift in the frequency of the reflected wave. From the frequency shift, the speed of the car can be determined. This helps to track the overspeeding vehicles. Next, second point, tracking a satellite. The frequency of a radio waves emitted by a satellite decreases as the satellite passes away from the earth. By measuring the change in the frequency of the radio waves, the location of the satellite is studied. Next, third one, radar. Radar means radio detection and ranging. In radar, radio waves are sent and the reflected waves are detected by the receiver of the radar station. From the frequency change, the speed and location of the aeroplanes and aircrafts are tracked. Next, last one, sonar. In sonar, by measuring the change in the frequency between the sent signal and received signal, the speed of the marine animals and submarine can be determined.